all the police officers are gone, so it's kind of hard to upstage the police chief. But it would have been interesting if they stayed, because a little bit of the story has to do with Morristown Police Department. So I'm sure that our two police officers in the back, our captain and our officer, will share this with the MPD on what I'm about to talk about. Also, it was really nice to see Mark Underhill be sworn in, because it goes all the way back to when he used to swim with my son many, and Michelle many years ago. And his father was Morristown Police Department, so it was good to see that. So this is the part of the year that I get to take some credit and get to read a little introduction prior to introducing the 2015 municipal budget. But let me just take a couple of seconds before I read this into the record. It would not be possible without support of the council, support of Michael, support of Vij, Frank, and all the department heads by putting this together. Michael doesn't like to hear it, Michael Rogers. Frank, our new CFO, Katie also involved in finance, have put together a budget that I think is going to be good for the community and moving forward. But I personally want to thank Michael Rogers, our town business administrator, for the work he does, that he doesn't get nearly enough accolades for the countless amount of hours he spends on this budget year after year. He doesn't like it. He'll wish that I didn't say it, but it truly is a work of art putting this together. I stand here and would argue to any municipality that I believe we have the best business administrator and best CFO in the state, and so also the town attorney, because he gets upset if I don't mention Beach War. But you know, so I won't get beat up too much after the meeting. So let me start by just saying that, Michael, thank you for what you do for this community, and it really is a group effort, and I get the accolades for it as mayor, but honestly, it's a group effort from every department head and every police, fire, public works, Joe Costa, all you guys, Fritz, CFO, and all the way down. So thank you for a continued group effort to make Morristown as strong as it is today. So let's jump back a little bit to 2010. I believe then, as I believe now, that in order to make Morristown a more desirable place to live and invest, our town's government, financial condition, and service delivery needed to vastly improve. It was imperative that our organization demonstrate that it was stable, reliable, and genuinely cared about the role and service we provided to our community. I stand here today with the firm belief that Morristown's government has made great progress over the last several years in shaping a positive perception that we have transformed into a more responsible entity that can adapt to changing realities and demands that require a strong competitive mindset to enhance the public service we provide, in which makes our community more attractive and instills confidence in those who live and invest here. In fact, the Morristown Bureau of Police enters this new budget cycle with the continued trends toward improved public safety in Morristown. Preliminary data from the Uniform Crime Reports indicates that 2014 was one of the safest periods in Morristown's recorded history. The preliminary crime index total of 2014 was submitted to the New Jersey State Police as 381 asterisk. This represents a 30% decrease from recorded 2013 numbers and appears to be the lowest record number in Morristown for the past 20 years. The increased public safety trend in 2014 was achieved across crime categories. Nonviolent crimes being reduced over 25% since 2013. Furthermore, this trend continued with a dramatic reduction in violent crimes, with 2014 numbers representing a decrease of almost 50% from the previous year. The men and women of the Morristown Police Bureau work tirelessly to ensure Morristown remains a wonderful place to live and work, and these data clearly evident those efforts that have led to the improved quality of life for our residents and guests. Unquestionably, Morristown's government has restored its fiscal integrity, improved service delivery and public safety, and alleviated the local tax burden for many property owners. For this reason, among many others, Morristown is a place where people want to be. The proposed 2015 municipal budget is based on my commitment of preserving Morristown's sound financial position, quality of life by stabilizing our local taxes through careful management and limited resources, and making decisions within the context of our government's long-range fiscal capacity and strategic debt management. Furthermore, the municipal budget reinforces key day-to-day services and capital improvements to rebuild, repair, and improve our physical infrastructure to address community-based needs. Thus, I respectfully present the 2015 municipal budget as a policy document that establishes a strong operational plan to provide essential public services and responsibilities to meet other financial obligations. Most importantly, as accomplished over the last 4 years, the budget reflects no increase in the municipal tax rate to fund it. The 2015 municipal budget, which includes the town's sewer utility operation, balanced revenues of appropriations of $44.7 million compared to the 2014 budget of $44.1. This is 1.4% total budget increase. However, when looking back at the town's municipal budget needs in 2010, the total amount has decreased by approximately $1.5 million. Furthermore, the 2015 municipal tax levy amount that provides revenues to support the town budget are still lower than what was required of taxpayers to fund the fiscal year of 2009. Summary points are as follows. The municipal tax levy is slightly over $25,000 higher than last year. Yet $2.6 million of added valuation of the town's tax base will provide new revenues to help offset this levy increase and keep the 2015 municipal tax rate the same as last year. $200,000 of payments in lieu of taxes are anticipated for Phase 1 and 4 of Speedway Redevelopment Project area. Pilot revenues from these redevelopment projects are expected to increase to over $500,000 next year. After 3 years of decline, pension obligations will increase this year by almost $250,000. Healthcare insurance premiums will rise 3.3%, or just over $170,000. However, current and retired town employees will contribute approximately $750,000 towards health insurance premium costs, about $180,000 more than last year. Operating budget debt service will decrease by $291,000. In this year's sewer utility budget, over $527,000 is appropriated to pay down principal on short-term bond anticipation notes. This is $348,000 more than what is legally required to pay down in 2015. The town's debt management practice of paying off more principal debt than what is authorized in new debt each year has brought the net down to $28.5 million from over $70 million 10 years ago. In addition, the town reduced its tax anticipation note borrowing amount of cash flow purposes from $4.5 million 3 years ago to $1 million this year. All 6 contracts, gentlemen that are in the audience, our municipal collective negotiation units expired at the end of this year. Thus, the administration is allocating $300,000 in the reserve salary and wages increase to plan for any negotiated or mandated salary adjustments. Through the state civil service negotiation process and framework by which govern contractual salaries increases, the business administration and I will ensure compensation for our hardworking employees is equitable with strictly adhering to the cap limitations. To support the town's effort in implementing the new master plan's most significant recommendation of overhauling its zoning code, the administration has increased its long-range planning line for the form-based zoning code consultant, as well as other urban design planning and development studies. So those who are very keen on planning, I see the thumbs up by Councilman Armington and our Council President shaking your head, so we're all on board with that. Public safety, code enforcement, and clean streets are critical to our community desirability and quality of life. Additional monies have been budgeted to support the Police Bureau's new traffic study unit that consists of hourly hiring of Class 2 special officers to improve traffic circulation around the town green and down Speedwell Avenue during peak morning and evening hours. The Code Enforcement Department's 7-day property maintenance and inspection activities in our CBD and residential neighborhoods. I think that's key for our community. And also the Public Works Division's 7-day town-wide street sweeping and CBD cleanup efforts to keep our town as clean as possible. The proposed 2015 capital budget plan improves estimates, not plan improved, but it estimates $3.4 million to be budgeted for various capital project needs. Approximately $1.8 million of this total amount is for investment in our infrastructure, such as roads, sidewalks, streetscapes throughout our town. We plan to make over 280,000 improvements to George Granby Park that will include a new soccer field, a baseball backstop, and the playground. The capital improvement plan also includes requests for $100,000, similar to the last year's amount for any capital project recommended on Martin Luther King Avenue corridor. Improvement study that will also use to revitalize the important area of our town. Additionally, the town is moving ahead with its planning consultant in developing a corridor improvement for Washington Avenue in order to improve mobility and pedestrian safety for neighborhood character enhancement. Lastly, the town's community tree management, which is why I got this in earlier when the shade tree was here. Initiative completed 2 phases last year with a total of 131 trees planted and 20 shrubs. The administration will continue this effort by allocating $40,000 more for addition into the $175 we have allocated over the last 3 years for trees. I think that's a significant amount for our community. I know the shade tree, we're happy to hear that, so we applaud what they're doing for our canopy and protecting our trees in our town. The town is excited about 3 recent grants. We had a $669,000 Transportation Alternatives Program grant awarded for Patriots Path between MLK Avenue and Quarry Road. We collaborated with the Morris County Park Commission. I'd also like to shout out to Councilman Armington, who is very active in such events when it comes to our grant opportunities. He seeks as many as we can get, along with all the other council members, council president also. $250,000 state DOT municipal aid grant to continue Washington streetscapes improvements for phase 2, which some people may not know of, but we got a $250,000 state DOT grant, and $35,000 Sustainable Jersey grant award to the town to build on its municipal-owned property, solar-powered classroom pavilion. That will be a focal point of Grow Green Morristown's rebuild for the Early Street Community Garden. Another thing that we talk about so many times is how this community has so many different organizations working in concert to do so many great things for our community. And obviously the community garden on Early Street has been a huge success, not just with our local residents taking plots and growing fresh vegetables. It's going to be an added benefit to the people that are moving into that new developed area with the Madero 44 and our senior buildings to take the opportunity to get fresh food. So it's a positive for the community. Now let me say, despite the budgetary challenges we deal with annually to meet increasing service delivery demands and community needs, the 2015 municipal budget directs its constrained resources at achieving its strategic priorities and investing in our neighborhoods, physical infrastructure, and long-term financial health. We should be proud of how Morristown has become a premier community in the state. I am proud to be mayor of this great municipality, and together we will continue the efforts to make Morristown a dynamic place where people want to experience in their lifetime. We will continue to work tirelessly to grow our downtown responsibly, smartly manage town finances so that our debt continues to decline and our surplus continues to rise, and address any and all issues that may impact the quality of life for our residents, businesses, and visitors. And I end with usually a quote, so I'll end with a quote from John F. Kennedy, who once said, "The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining." Well, God bless you all, and thank you for listening to the introduction of this budget, and God bless Morristown.